Hello. We are.
It's fine.
Maybe not good next to David Brevik. We are joined by today CEO and president of Gazillion, creator of a little game called Diablo. Thanks for joining us today, David.
Thank you.
Now, you've been kind enough to show us your new game, Marvel Heroes, before. What are you showing us today?
We're going to show off several hours of gameplay. And it should be fun.
So settle in.
Yes, so settle in. It's going to be great. We're going to start, I think, in New York City, and we'll go from there.
There you go. So we got Deadpool there. You got Thor. Who's this woman over here?
Miss Marvel.
Thank you. I'm going to toss you softballs like that. You got to swing, David. You got to try.
And Deadpool's wearing a pirate costume.
Deadpool's dressed as a pirate. What's that all about?
Arg.
You're not a bot, are you? I hate bots.
Recognize that voice.
Okay, let's go kick some butts.
So for somebody tuning in for the first time, David, what is Marvel Heroes?
Now it's fighty time.
Marvel Heroes is an action RPG MMO, which is, I know, a lot of
jargon, a lot of stuff right there.
A lot of stuff. I've just mushed it all together and made a big new word. Or a lot of letters. The action RPG, very similar to Diablo, where you click to move and there's skills that you perform and you level up and do all the things you would normally do in an action RPG. We have random levels, random loot, all of that kind of stuff. Plus we have an end game, which is a little bit different than other action RPGs I've made. And then it's an MMO, so that means that you are running around in a world with lots and lots of other people playing the game at the same time. Best way to imagine the game really is 25 to 50 people running around an area in Diablo playing as the Marvel superheroes.
That sounds good, Damon.
I'm on board.
Now, you guys recently announced your release date. What's that?
Yeah, the wide release is on June 4th, and then you can get in early access on May 28th.
Nice.
And we're giving away beta keys on IGN right now?
Right now, you can go get your beta key for completely free. It's not a Prime thing. Casey Lynch isn't stealing money out of your pocket when you're not looking. You get the key for free. You get to play this weekend. Have fun, see if you like the game.
Right.
And if you like the game, we have a 10% off code I'm going to read quite a bit. This is for the Founders Packs, all right?
So 10% off the Founders Pack.
Correct, right. Hey, you quiet down over there. Nobody can see you. It's 10PRCNT2U.
We probably should
10%
have made a graphic.
Well, they dropped this on us out of the blue. We want to pass it along.
Okay, read it one more time, a little bit more slowly.
10. It's like 10% to you. 10. So 10PRCNT2U.
That's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, you like that? Like that? I'll tweet it right now. So if you're following me on Game Over Greggy, you can just favorite the tweet. You're all set. Oh wait!
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's
up on screen right now.
Oh, there you put on the
screen.
Somebody
switch to Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon making his appearance in the game. So you got Thor, and you got Rocket Raccoon. It seems like you got everybody important there.
Well, yeah.
Is everyone in this game? Is everyone in this game?
Funny story about Rocket Raccoon is, we've been working very closely with Marvel, and about 2 years ago they come to us and they say, well, we think that you should put Rocket Raccoon in the game. And we're like, really? Rocket Raccoon? I mean, I love Rocket Raccoon, but come on, does anybody even know who he is? Why would we put Rocket Raccoon in? And then, so all right, well, you guys know what you're doing. This is your IP. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll work on him. He's a great character, so sounds fun. And then, about a year later, then they came out and it's like, oh, they're making a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Right. Next summer. Like, oh, I kind of get it now.
I get it. Okay. So here we got Spider-Man.
Yeah, we have Spider-Man.
Classic duds. I respect that.
He's switching characters. That's one of the features we have.
Look at all these characters. You got everybody. You
got the Punisher.
We have a lot of characters.
That's why I say the Punisher.
What?
We have over 20 characters.
And can people switch at will whenever they want? There's individual levels I'm seeing here?
Yeah, that's correct.
Everybody loves Rocket Raccoon, apparently.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. You can unlock all of the characters, and each one is leveled up individually. And at any time in the game, as you can see, it takes about 2 seconds or something to switch. And as long as you don't get interrupted, you can switch characters.
Gotcha.
Now, the 10% off code we're giving is for the Founders Pack. What do you get? There's several different Founders Packs.
Yeah, that's correct. First and foremost, I should mention the game is free to play. You will be able to download and
codes and left and right. Not missing the point.
Enter that code and they owe you money.
But we are also allowing people to kind of start with the heroes that they would like to start with. There are 5 different heroes that you can start with for free, and then the rest of them you can find in the game. There'll be drops. But if there is a particular hero that you would really like to start with, or if you would like to start with a bunch of different heroes, then we have a bunch of packs that you can choose from individual hero packs all the way up to Ultimate Pack, which unlocks all of the heroes from the start.
And speaking of the Ultimate Pack, we actually have 4 of them to give away today, Greg.
Can I get one?
Nope, not
Damn
you.
it, God.
It's for the viewers, so we'll be giving those away later on. Greg, how would one enter themselves for a
You
chance to win?
tweet at IGN. Hashtag Marvel Heroes. We didn't talk about the hashtag. It was up on the
Don't worry
screen a
about the
second ago, but
hashtag.
I can hear them talking back there. You tweeted IGN about Marvel Heroes.
Yeah.
You get on the show. We read your tweet. Damon's got him over here.
I'm like
He
reading
finds
them
a
right
good
now.
one. Tweets it out.
A good one like our viewer, That Eric Kelly, asks, will players ever get to play as villains?
That sounds like fun, doesn't it?
That's how they get you.
Cryptic answer.
The thing is that there are a lot of, in the Marvel Universe in particular, there are a lot of heroes that were villains and villains that were heroes, and it goes back and forth. Lots of gray area. And mercenaries, we have Punisher and Deadpool, and sometimes they're kind of borderline people.
Are we in Avengers HQ here? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, this is Avengers Tower.
Oh, there it
here.
is. Yeah, I can see everything. If I read the screen, Damon, most of my questions would be answered.
Yeah, so we're kind of wandering around Avengers Tower here. I think that we're going to go off on a mission. I think it's about time.
Yeah, let's go off on a
And
mission.
let's go
No one is
get
over.
started.
The A stands for Avengers, Greg.
Oh. I just thought it was an upside down V. For vengeance.
Venture Brothers. All right, that's the game we're playing.
So the world is comprised of 3 different types of areas. That was a town instance, which has lots and lots of people in it. Let's say, I don't know, 100 people running around town, and you're doing all the things you would do in an MMO town, and trading, working with vendors.
Dancing.
Dancing,
lot of
showing
dancing,
off
I'm
lots
sure.
of emotes, showing off costumes, etc., etc. And then they've transitioned here to a public combat area. And the public combat areas are areas where obviously there's lots of combat going on, like any good action RPG, but there's lots of people running around doing their own thing in this kind of open area. And so you aren't necessarily in a group with these people. The people just are automatically put into the same zone as you.
Right.
The zone is randomly generated.
Well, jeez.
There's lots of destruction in the game. There's lots of things you can blow up.
See, that's what heroes do. I can't get my soda. Blow it up for me, sir.
Free sodas right there.
That's what you want. In the police department, no less.
Yes.
Oh, Rocket Raccoon, you scamp! Get out of here!
So, don't believe that, maybe they are in the same party, but you'll be able to run around. Oh, they're picking up stuff and throwing it here. Some of the heroes are strong enough to pick up objects like cars and throw them. Some of them are not. You'll either destroy them or pick up and throw them. There's lots of things to interact with, things to blow up, etc.,
you get
etc.
the
Why don't
credits,
you
there
go on up to the rooftop? We have a mission here, I believe, to go fight.
These heroes do it.
You're not heroes at all. You're monsters.
Go on up to the rooftop
I
here.
think they could pass through the metal detector without being noticed.
So we, yeah,
He uses wooden guns because he's a raccoon.
space guns made of no earthly material. So we're at the end of one of the missions. We're about halfway through this chapter of events, and we're supposed to go to the rooftop here and report to somebody. But when we get up here, there'll be a mini boss that we'll have to. Are trying to. Big spoiler here that we're going to fight a mini boss. So there's
Bullseye.
Yeah, Bullseye. He has a one-shot that you must kind of break the line of sight on in order to survive. And he says, take cover, he means it. When you're fighting, you can, at any time, if somebody dies, you can go over there and res them by clicking on them and picking them.
Cover! Run now, God!
Nice. Now he's going to help out his friend. We're going to have Thor join the fight again. He's able to stand back up.
Now, did you get Colin Farrell back to voice Deadpool?
No, we didn't.
Oh, good. That's good. That's a plus for you. That's in the pro column of this game.
Almost ready for that.
I just pulled that.
I was wondering. I was like,
Everybody got it. He was right there with me.
Yes,
me and
I
David.
understood.
David and I don't need to say the right
I didn't
things to
correct.
understand each other. At least I corrected myself. So the internet's having a heyday with it.
Uh-oh, not looking good for Riot Raccoon.
I think they got him there, yeah.
Got him locked up in the corner here. Yeah, I don't know.
That's how confident he is.
Yes, exactly.
So how many characters do you say, not playable, but like from the Marvel Universe? Do you bring just about everybody into this?
Well, we have access to just about everybody in the Marvel Universe, but we probably have at least 100 characters in the game that have been modeled, people that you would recognize.
Gotcha.
From Agent Colston to you know, whomever. I know there's Giant Man and Ant-Man are in there. There's Reed Richards. There's a bunch of NPCs that are part of it. Right there was an example of a motion comic, which we kind of skipped over really quickly. But a motion comic, we have the stories by Brian Michael Bendis, and it revolves around Doctor Doom has the Cosmic Cube, which is the Tesseract from the Avengers movies, and the kind of havoc that he's wreaking with this, and we're going to thwart his plans. So the story is told through a series of motion comics. We have about an hour's worth of motion comics in the game. And the motion comics were drawn by a variety of different Marvel artists and voiced by a lot of people that did the animation and things like that. A lot of famous voice artists that people will recognize if they're big Marvel people.
Yeah.
So.
Nolan North.
Nolan North.
Hey, you're just a Beta
Deadpool.
Ray Bill knockoff.
We have a question here from viewer Romla777. Does Marvel Heroes plan on adding competitive arena PvP, such as 1 vs 1, 2 vs 2, 5 vs 5?
Well, we have PvP in the game. That's part of our end game. The PvP that we have in there right now it's a little bit larger scale than that. I believe that, and we're still balancing it, so it's not final numbers. But right now, it's set at, I think there's 3 teams of 15. That may change, so don't lock me into that. But this is just the start of our PvP. We're going to be adding a lot of things to the PvP as we go. There'll be a lot of different modes and a lot of different matches and all sorts of things that we're going to be adding on in the future to the PvP. It's going to be a big part of the game.
So for you, was it hard or was it a perfect fit to bring in Marvel Comics and then Diablo-style gameplay, right? Because it is so loot-based. We just saw them pick up a blaster rifle and do these different things. How does that work for superheroes?
Oh no.
Well, that was nice. That was
You gotta jump
hit
out.
the Windows key.
You gotta jump out. You gotta check Twitter. We've all been there. Right now we're picking up orbs. Yeah. Got some fitted pants.
Yes.
Fitted belts.
So in a lot of
Yeah.
it's not the easiest fit in the universe for an RPG and superheroes to really mix together. It doesn't really matter that it's a Diablo action RPG, Diablo style, or if it's just an RPG in general. Because they aren't really that loot-based. So it took us a long time. We went through 7 different iterations on the item system before we actually felt like we had something that really represented the character as well. There is a little bit of, you have to kind of suspend belief here because it's
This isn't the realistic
exactly,
superhero
but
world.
it's you also have to do it in a fantasy game. In a traditional action RPG, why did that halberd just drop off that bat? It doesn't really make much sense at all, right?
Yeah.
I'm carrying around all these items that are going to make the hero stronger to defeat more of my friends. It just really doesn't make any sense. So, but the bottom line is it's fun. And so after you get over that, then it really was a quite natural fit. I think it's a great way to kind of show off their powers and be able to do things. Plus, for me, it was really exciting not only because I'm a huge Marvel fan, but also it was a way to kind of break out of that fantasy genre and do something that's very different. These heroes can do different types of moves that we haven't really seen in an action RPG before. Be able to fly around and things like that really make it fun, and be able to interact with objects like picking up cards and stuff that really scream superhero to you, but really wouldn't be in a fantasy game. So I think that's I think in a lot of ways it changes up the gameplay into new ways that make it a great fit.
Now, we saw, you pictured the fitted belt, the fitted pants and stuff.
Yes.
When you go to equip that, does that change the look of your character, or is that strictly stats?
It's strictly stats. The look.
I don't want. Yeah, I mean, like what you're saying, right? Like, we know these characters. I know what Iron Man looks like, especially with these packs, right? Where I'm buying the Spider-Man packs because I want the symbiote suit right from the get-go, right? I don't need him suddenly wearing a belt.
You don't want to play dress up with your superheroes.
Not in a way that takes them away from what they should be. You know what I mean? Like, I know what they should be. What they should
right.
Be like.
It's you wanted to stay away from what I affectionately call clown suit. Where you've got the red top and the blue. Hey, I've got Spider-Man. He's got his. Even if you did his just Spider-Man costumes, and he's got his symbiote gloves and his Future Foundation chest and things like that, it would look a little ridiculous.
Right.
I doubt Marvel would let us get away with it anyway. But the fact is that we wanted complete looks of these characters. This is something that I think that really, I have an ideal look that I want this guy to have and whatnot. So the only thing that changes your appearance is the costume slot. And we have a variety of different costumes that you can either find or buy through Microtrans.
Gotcha.
So as you play, you level up your characters, yes?
Correct.
At the beginning, they just have a couple powers, and you learn more powers as you go on?
Exactly. You start out with 2 powers, and as you level up, there is the powers tree, and then you can put points, Diablo style, into the tree and rank up different powers. So they're running through here. This is an open mission. One of the things we have in these public areas are cooperative missions for the entire zone to work on, and there's a big fight going on here for the Moloids. There's a Moloid invasion. Once you
Those Moloids always up to
yes,
no good.
exactly. Mole Man and his Moloids are causing troubles, and so they are trying to rid themselves of 100 Moloids, and everybody that cooperates in it then can, if everything happens, then there's a little surprise at the end. Hopefully we'll get to see it.
Is Ant-Man in the game?
He is, as an NPC.
Okay.
It'd be fun to play, though.
You'd use up all your movement points.
You'd
get winded running around at small.
I'd love to figure out a way to get Ant-Man and Wasp in the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's that Ant-Man movie coming. There's got to be some sort of Ant-Man video game coming. Someone's going to figure out how to make that work.
Yeah.
It'd just be like Katamari.
Yeah.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are part of this show. Tweet at IGN. Let us know what you need to know about hashtag Marvel Heroes. Get your question read here. Maybe you win a free pack from Damon Hatfield.
From me. Yeah, I have them.
He's been making them.
Right
Also,
here in my
remember,
back
here's your
pocket.
10% discount code for the Founders Packs. 10PRCNT to you. 10% to you. I tweeted it from Game Over Greggy. Go get it there.
Now, our viewer Lupe asks, how many characters will be made playable? Do you know the exact number of playable characters there are?
Right now, we are. It's not completely set. There's, we're getting down to the very end here. We're hoping to get to 22 playable characters at launch.
Jubilee, one of them.
Jubilee is not.
God damn it.
I hate to break your heart there.
It's over. We're done here. Now here's something fun. You're willing to jump around as characters, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When we get to where you're not getting the Mole Man here beating you down, let's open it up with Moloids. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend them. Do you want to open up the character select window, let people see, and then they can vote on Twitter?
Who to play as?
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, sure.
But again, give us the Moloids here. Give them the business, as they say. They have a crafting system. You want to talk about that? It says learn crafting system over there. Coming up.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the crafting system, I think, after we
all right, when we get there. We're actually get there. I didn't know if you're trying to hide it. I'm trying to use your own information against you.
You're getting ahead of yourself here.
I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to nail them. David Brevitt, come on here. Think he's getting an easy ride? Not on Greg Miller's watch.
Sounds good. So one of the things that we added to the game as well that you probably have noticed is that we added orbs to the game. Orbs is something that we've experimented with for a long time. We had them in Diablo 2 actually for a little while, and I've kind of been. It really changes the way that the pacing of the game. In Diablo 2, a lot of the pacing of the game revolved around mouse clicks. You only had 2 skills active at once, so using the left or right mouse button, and then your left hand was usually mainly like the pacing of drinking health potions. And so with this, now that we've put powers on the other, we've made more powers available. You don't have just mouse clicks. You also have keyboard shortcuts. The health, we wanted to come up with a different way to regain health besides just the equivalent of potions, which we have health packs of, which was these orbs. But we've experimented with orbs before, and I haven't liked orbs very much because they wore out in gameplay for me, and I didn't really find them very compelling. And one idea that we had that I thought was just ingenious was that the orbs, when they go out, they shrink over time, so they become less and less effective. So there's this like really mini game of the faster I run out there, the more health it gives me. And that I think that really solidified orbs for me, especially when you see all these orbs coming out. It's fun to see all these things pop out on a screen. I'm a big Loot Pinata fan, and as you can tell from the games I've made, it's full of loot.
I never would have known you liked loot.
But I think that running out, now I've got to run out there and even put myself in danger to go pick up all of these orbs is a lot of fun.
And is it shared loot too? So if that fitted belt drops, is it, and you and I are playing together, if you get there first, I can get it?
No. Loot is instance to yourself. I've played way too many times with other people who I did all the killing and they did all the picking up.
I called dibs on crossbows. Why'd you take the crossbow?
Look at this guy.
Oh, Giganto. So they've killed the moloids, the 100 moloids, and now Giganto has come out, and let's see if we can find out where he appeared, because where he appeared there will be a dungeon.
Nice.
A small dungeon that appears there at that location. Oh, there we go. It's right around the corner. Nice.
Convenient.
Well done. Well, the thing is, when we're giving these demos, because they're random levels, sometimes when we're giving the demos, it's
happens,
like,
okay,
well, let's wander around for about 15 minutes and hope that we find this thing. Luckily, it looks like they scouted this out right ahead of time. I had not been paying attention to where we've been running. Maybe I passed by it earlier. So we're going to jump into the instance. And so this instance is now, as everybody that has completed this, this is opened up for the zone, and everybody that participated in it can go in and jump into the instance and do a special little mission, and that's only available if you had participated in the public mission.
Now we have a question here from IGN superfan Rich George, who asks, what kind of PC will I need to play Marvel Heroes?
You stumped
an
him, Rich.
operating one?
Does
Does it have a lot of requirements? Is there a lot of design?
I don't think that it has too many requirements. We're going to be working on this constantly. We're trying to push the specs as low as possible. I would say a decent machine 5 years ago is probably about what is required. So I'm hoping that, to make it very available. We're using the Unreal Engine to render all of the graphics on the client. We had to write our own. Unreal is not a massive multiplayer engine, so we had to write that part ourselves. But we used it to render all the graphics and sounds and UI and particle effects and animation and all that kind of stuff. So it scales really well. It's a lot of that functionality built into the engine that allows us to scale it for a lot of different PCs.
Now, David, am I allowed to say it looks really good? It's one of those games, like you're in beta, you're still a ways off from launch. Usually games come out in beta, there's this, that, and the other not looking great. It's running really, really well.
I've never met a developer who would not allow you to say that their game looks really good.
David, bro, he's out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that it's that the game is not only playing, but also I think that it's this is on a laptop. I mean, it's a pretty good laptop, but again, it's on a
You
laptop.
go over, it's just like a leapfrog. It's just on a laptop.
So it's not like it's the most powerful machine in the universe, and it plays just fine. So I was getting back to the loot. The loot is instanced for you. We drop the loot. All the loot that's on the screen is just for you in this game. The orbs are shared, except for the experience orbs, which are also. So the orbs that come out are for you and your party. There's a little bit of competitiveness about who's going to pick that up.
Okay.
There are different orbs that appear. There are red, there are blue, there are purple. Red, health, blue, mana. We call it spirit. And purple is both health and spirit.
Gotcha.
And yellow is experience orb.
Who do you like playing as the most?
Everybody asks that, and it changes every week.
Great
To
original
whoever,
question.
really, oftentimes it's the latest character that we made because they're completely overpowered.
No one's
so-
got in and fixed them yet.
Rocket Raccoon has been playing very well, and Thor used to be playing really well.
Nice nerf.
We nerfed him. He needed to be. But I think that overall, my favorite is probably playing as Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk has just this really fun headbutt, very satisfying headbutt that this move, you press the button, bam, and when you hit these guys, they just crumple like a sack of potatoes. That feels really good. He can throw the cars, he can leap around the screen. He feels very destructive when he's fighting. So I just, there's lots of things that kind of like break apart when he.
Sure.
We'll see it here in a few minutes. We're going to go into an office space where things get a little crazy about war.
Right now, Damon, this is like the tryout team. These are all people I would think I'd want to play as.
Yeah.
I got the Hulk, you got Wolverine, Spider-Man, Iron Man.
These are like favorites of yours.
Yeah, these. When I was getting ready for you to sub in characters, Spider-Man's got the best suits.
Careful.
I want to see, I want to see everyone in Spider-Man suits. When he's in there fighting, you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, Hulk though, he's in there fighting the same way, but he looks much cooler doing it.
Wow.
Well, he's the Hulk.
We have a Hulk.
Iron Man 3 opens next month, Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, that
May.
came out of nowhere.
May, I wanna say.
Yeah, something like that. Just a few weeks away.
Yeah. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, of course.
Hope it's gonna be good. Captain America: The Winter Soldier is being directed by these two brothers. They're like TV comedy directors. They do like Arrested Development and Community.
I like both those shows.
I know.
So that'll work for me.
I don't know how they'll fit. Let's give away an ultimate pack.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Who's got a good question
We're
here?
right, Bruce.
Remember, be part of the show. Tweet at IGN # Marvel Heroes.
I like this one. Okay. Ultimate pack is going to Somber Owl,
Oh, that's a good one too.
who asks, will the Mac version launch on the same day as
Got two
PC?
arms here.
It's okay, David.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Mac version is going to launch on the same day. However, we are working on the Mac. I have a Mac. I use a Mac. I love the Mac. We're going to be, it will be available for the Mac. Unfortunately, it will not be on launch day.
Okay. Hopefully Somber Owl also has a PC.
I was gonna say, wait a second. The guy who's asking about the Mac, you're giving the code to?
You want to take it away from him now?
No, whatever.
He just says, well,
He can give it away now on his own Twitter. He can start his own little stream and get people out there. So now, are you ready for a question? I'm sure you get all the time as well.
All right.
Now that we know something about next-gen PlayStation 4, have you looked at that and thought about bringing this over? I'm not saying are you, is there a development kit in the office, yada, yada, yada. Is that something like from the PS4 development conference? Did you look at it and go, oh, maybe?
This kind of game does translate well to the consoles, better than other games that I've made in the past. I think that there's a kind of natural fit from a control scheme. It's slightly different. Instead of aiming your powers with the mouse, then you have to kind of direct it.
Right.
But so there's a little bit of different interface. But there's no technical reason why we can't. However, there are no plans at this time to put it on it. I think that once we learn a little bit more about these console systems and their plans for free-to-play and what the future of that is, and digital downloads and things like that, then these things become more of a reality.
Right. Good job. You get there.
Now, T. Gruber asks, can you describe what we're seeing in the hardware?
describe what we're seeing in the HUD? Is that what you
Yes.
said?
Yeah.
Yes. There's lots of different parts. We'll start in the upper right. The upper right is the mini map. It's got your teammates on it as well as you, and kind of reveals where you're going. You can hit the tab button at any time, and that will go to a full screen kind of transparent overlay map, or toggle back and forth between that and that. On the right side are your current missions. This is very different than most MMOs, mission-wise. I'll kind of diverge just slightly. The missions here are much more like missions in Diablo-style games or other action RPGs, where there's kind of a mission overall mission for a chapter. There might be a couple small sub-missions, but it isn't kill 8 wolves and pick 4 apples and go back to town. It's much more of an explore and find new areas and kind of progress the story structure. And so the tips for your quest, active quests, are over on the right. And then going down along the bottom, we have health and mana. Above it, we have an experience bar, and then some of the characters have a secondary resource, a secondary bar above that secondary resource that they spend in a variety of different ways to make their powers more powerful, or etc. We do one big powerful move. Along the bottom there, we have a bunch of we have left mouse button, then 6 keys customizable of hotkeys that can be either powers or items, and then right mouse button. And then on the side of those, we have a bunch of little quest log and social tabs and things like that along the bottom, including the Microtrans store is also down there. On the left side, we have a chat window. We have at the bottom, and that is you can scroll up and down in that, or do specific tells and stuff. And then on the upper left, we have your party members and their health. And then the very upper left corner, there's a button, I don't remember what it is, and I think it's a social button. Yes, friends, very, very good, friends list and stuff. And then the very upper right is our town portal equivalent that allows you to go back and forth between town and where you are. So that's kind of an overview. We've got obviously a bunch of other UI in the game. I mean, a lot of the game is UI. We have a character panel, we have quests, we have crafting, we have vendors, we have all sorts of stuff.
How's crafting working? Are you making belts? Are you making better health packs?
Yes.
All right.
So in a lot of ways, you can think of crafting in the game as basically the Herodric Cube 2.0.
Okay.
And so it's like the Herodric Cube, but now you get to see the recipes, and you unlock them over time, and we'll kind of go over that after when we get back to town. We'll show you guys an example of the craft.
I'm happy we're seeing so much, David.
I know, it's good.
Usually you come in here, you give that 15-minute taste, then you're like, I'm out. You drop the mic. I don't see any of this stuff.
Yeah, we're well. I mean, that's one of the reasons is we're getting pretty close here, and we're kind of opening it up. And again, this weekend is the weekend to kind of try this out. We're going to open it up and go to IGN and sign up, get your key. We're opening it up to a whole bunch of people and give it a try this weekend.
You want to read off that 10% off code again? Let me open it up. Remember, if you come to IGN, you get the code. You're just signing up for their site. Nothing on IGN. No Justin Davis asking for your credit card PIN number. 10. Oh, this is a 10% discount code for a Founders Pack.
For any Founders Pack.
10. PRCNT2U. 10% to you. Get it?
I must remind everybody that you don't need a pack to play this weekend. This weekend is completely open, completely free. You just need to go to IGN and sign up. There are packs available. Some of the packs, if you buy some of the packs, you'll get actual beta access, permanent beta access as well.
So you can buy the pack from you from now, this weekend if you want to? Like, can you buy an Ultimate Pack this weekend?
You can buy an Ultimate Pack this weekend. The way that we're doing the game is that when you play, we're going to give you some free money to play with this weekend, since it's a one-time play.
That's one of the things that's been, I haven't bought any of the packs because this is my whole thing. I want to see the characters. I was very tempted to buy the Spider-Man pack. I didn't get all the Spider-Man
I don't
suits.
follow your logic. You didn't buy the pack because you want to see the characters.
I want to try out as a character. What if I buy all these Spider-Man suits,
Oh,
and
and
then
you
I'm like, I
wanna
don't even
use
like
someone
Spider-Man that much. I want to be Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Just
I'm a
play,
smart guy.
play this weekend,
Yeah.
then you can decide.
All right.
Exactly.
So we do the vote when we're not fighting the Moloids.
Jeez, Moloids
They're
are all
everywhere.
over the
These
place.
guys, I
They
tell you
are
what, Damon.
You can play all
They
day
are
Saturday and
really. Oh, I think we've made it to the. All right, so the mission that they're currently on is that Kingpin has this device called this mythical device called the Tablet of Life and Time, and we are trying to stop, get this device to help thwart Doom. And so they've gone into Kingpin's headquarters. This is Fisk Tower, and they are going to try and stop him. So here we go. Yeah, might as well go straight
I
there.
don't need a lot of space, honest.
One of our viewers, /forward, asks, will the game have familiar locations like Genosha and Savage Lands?
Oh yeah. We go to all sorts of really great places. There's Savage Lands is one of the we don't. I can either confirm or deny Genosha, but we will go to Savage Lands. That is one of the things that we've actually showed off. We showed off at PAX East this year. Is some of the Savage Lands stuff. I mean, come on. Superheroes plus dinosaurs equals win. I mean, the Savage Lands is, there's just, that's a kind of a rule. So we had to put in dinosaurs because, well, I love dinosaurs. And so, yes, that's one of the places. We'll go to a bunch of different places. New York, we go subterranean, we have everything from X Mansion to
Those are our new desks.
Hell's Kitchen to, a lot of places. A lot of places from the comics.
Are you in the IGN office now, Greg?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the 4th floor here. Getting ready to move over
Oh,
to
and
the studio.
Floyd just followed us in.
So, talk to me a little bit about working with Marvel on this game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're talking about how they came to you and like, hey, can we put Rocket Raccoon game? Like, okay, sure, that's awesome. But I mean, like, has it gone the other way where you're like, we'd like to do this, and like, you're trying to sell them on? They're like, oh, go ahead.
Well, they don't really take much convincing. I mean, if there's something particular that we're really passionate about, they've been really open to that. It's been really wonderful working with Marvel. They've been very helpful. They've been very open to lots of suggestions, we haven't. I love the IP. I love superheroes, and so it was really not. It was not really difficult because I didn't want to do a whole bunch of things that I think that people would find, that Marvel would be offended by, because I wanted it to be true to the IP as well. So we haven't really had any troubles with them. They've been really cooperative. They've opened it up a lot of stuff for us. They've really helped us in a lot of ways, making introductions to Brian Michael Bendis and a bunch of artists and the voice actors and a whole bunch of things like that, giving us access to the entire Marvel universe, opening it up. Another example of a way that we've worked together that's been really great is that the Iron Man models that they use for the movies, they sent them to us. The actual, the computer models.
Yeah.
And so we can just stick them in the game. So the models for our Iron Man are the models that they use in the movies. So it's exact replica of the armor from the movies. So it's been wonderful. They've given us access to so much, and they've been really easy to work with and very flexible on allowing this to be an action RPG and allow us to do the design that we wanted to do.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been great.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, to be part of the show, tweet at IGN and hashtag Marvel Heroes. You have a chance to win one of Damon Hatfield's special codes. He whipped them up this morning for you, fresh baked.
Tweeting at IGN is just what /4 did.
Yeah, he sounds excited about it.
With this question, were there any heroes whose powers were too difficult to translate into the game?
Yeah, there are plenty. When they're making these heroes, and when they made them many years ago, they weren't going, well, how's this going to play in a video game?
That's too crazy. First, we haven't fit in the Marvel Heroes game in 60 years.
Like Kitty Pryde being able to walk through walls is not really the easiest thing to deal with in a video game.
Yeah.
So there are specific heroes that it's tough to deal with their powers, but
Namor. Can't just have fish jumping through the windows of every building fighting.
Exactly. I think that we, for the most part, most of them we've been able to at least capture the spirit of their powers. We can't really do them exact on a power scale, like we can't have Thor be nearly invincible compared to Daredevil. Everybody has to get in and have fun, and it is an RPG, and you have to level up and get more powerful over time. So we had to take some liberties, but still the spirit of what you're doing is there.
Well, I think that we're getting better about that as video game industry, right? Like, I feel like when comic book games first started coming out, everybody's like, well, why can't this guy, how can this guy ever beat this guy? Why can't I fly to the moon or whatever? It's like, it's a game, guys, all right? There has to be this sandbox we're operating in. It can't be. Let's go do everything.
Yes.
Now I have a nitty-gritty question for you here.
Nitty-gritty.
Great.
We just saw Spider-Man switch over to Rocket Raccoon. But let's say, the level was different, right? My Spider-Man's 17, my Rocket's only level 1. And like, I saw some boots on the ground. If I switched real quick to Rocket and I went and picked up those boots, does that work? Then
works.
He has those boots, and Spider-Man already had them, or doesn't.
So the
have
way
them?
that the loot works is that the items that drop on the ground are mainly for your character that you are playing. They are everybody has a custom set of items for each one of them that makes sense for that particular character. Like you would have for Deadpool, he may have a ranged weapon as well as melee weapons, and then a cowl and a bodysuit or something like that. And so it not only fits the character thematically, but it kind of makes sense. So when you switch to Rocket Raccoon, the items that are on the ground were items that were most likely for Deadpool. They are kind of
clever.
They're just for him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They are locked into him, being an item just for Deadpool. So about 80% of the items that drop are custom to you. The other 20% though are not, and this encourages a vibrant trade economy as well as you to be able to level up and use encourage you to play other characters and things like that. And so you could switch and pick it up. The inventory that you have is shared. Part of it is shared, and part of it is not. So the equipment, if you want to hit the character UI for just a second. Yeah, he's too busy.
Kicking ass.
The lower part is shared, and then the upper part is just locked onto your character. Right.
Okay. Do you share a bank too, then?
Yes, shared stash.
Well, there you go. Look at that. You did good. Look at you. He's knocking all these questions out of the park. I'm worried about something, Damon. He's got the answer.
I know. You don't have to worry.
I don't have to
I
worry.
think Damon's got your back.
All right, good.
Watch the charge there.
Now, you didn't go for the Michael Clark Duncan. Interesting.
Yes. Kingpin has a variety of different moves. This is one of our boss fights. This is actually a pretty nasty one. Kingpin has a bunch of people that he calls in constantly throughout the fight. There'll be a bunch of henchmen that come in. And he has a few surprises in store as well. He has a variety of moves. Oh, here comes somebody. Elektra has now joined the fight. Elektra, somebody's down. Elektra's coming in. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is not looking good for our heroes here. Watch that charge. And look, I see a bunch of people with skulls above their head.
This is a nasty boss fight.
It is nasty. There's lots going on. He calls in a bunch of help. Oh, look at Iron Man zooping around the screen there.
Presence here is a grave mistake. Remember, folks, tweet at IGN #Marvel Heroes to be part of the show. Ask your question. Maybe you win.
Are you going to res and run back up there, or are you...
Just quit. Just sign off. Just rage quit. Done. Rocket Raccoon can't do it.
I'm not going to really hold it against you if you turn on God mode for that.
I will.
All right.
One of our viewers, rgoody4, asks, are any big Marvel events going to be referenced? Civil War, Siege, Secret Invasion?
Yes, absolutely. We've there are a variety of storylines that we play homage to in the overall storyline, and then we have a lot of setup and stuff for the end game, little missions and things that that reference exact events like that. And this is an MMO. We're going to be updating it all the time. We're going to be adding in new features and adding in new story, and all of this and this. All these updates will all be free, and so we have a lot of ground to cover. There's many years and many stories to work with here, and so we will be constantly adding to the game and adding new scenarios and things like that, as well as referencing lots of great storylines.
I like how you just come back and it's anarchy.
It's still going on.
Fight's still going on. Watch Electros drop in. Nice. Bullseye's in here. Uh-oh. Ooh.
When you play this weekend, Greg,
Yeah.
still gonna start it.
Well, here's a question. As I continue to run down my interviewee list of
Please ask away.
for the job applicant of my character of choice. If I'm playing as Deadpool or Wolverine, does my health regenerate on its own?
Yes.
Ooh,
I mean,
see
there
that.
is a passive ability.
Sure.
that is-
Yeah.
Yes.
True to the character, you gotta do that. See, that makes me think maybe Deadpool.
Deadpool is a great character to play. Lots of fun. And great costumes, great lines of dialogue in there. Some really, I mean, he knows he's in a video game. How much experience were you worth and things like that, he says. And lots of fun stuff.
I think Hulk's in the running right now for Jeremy Dunham, of course. Deadpool. Still wanted to try Spider-Man. Still gonna try Spidey.
He's playing well.
Can we just switch into Magneto?
Can't say it's Magneto, I don't think.
He's good sometimes. I couldn't tell. I couldn't just put him down underneath Thor. I couldn't tell who's underneath Thor.
Yeah, I couldn't. Oh, yeah.
Iron Man is stealth suit.
Uh-oh. Oh, hit the column. Nice.
All these horrible supervillains just chasing one raccoon. Also, am I saying raccoon? Raccoon? What's wrong with my head today? What?
I thought it was just because you're from the Midwest.
It probably is. It probably just is. Kind of like roof.
Yeah.
Nice.
Going on the roof.
Well done. Right behind that pillar, right in time.
Raccoon. Right? That's how normal people say
Nice.
it, raccoon.
Kingpin down.
There you go. Look at all that loot.
So one of pinata time. One of the things that happens when you defeat the boss is that they'll drop a medal, and each boss has their own medal. The medals have a variety of different effects that oftentimes will be in the spirit of that boss that you defeated. There might be, for Electro, additional, environment damage to, spells or things like that, or there might be a little regen one on particular bosses. So anyway, whatever it is, there'll be some kind of spirit-related equipment that kind of lets you customize your character in a lot of ways. We have a bunch of items and loot in the game, as you would expect, and it's got all sorts of different rarity. We have white items, which are common, uncommon green, rare as blue, purple, very rare, and then we also have artifacts in the game. Artifacts, a lot of them are actual objects from the Marvel Universe that have unique properties that can really change up your gameplay. This is very similar to unique items in Diablo that people would build specific character builds around these items because they can change your game in such a radical way. So lots of great loot chasing.
I feel like the ranged attacks of Iron Man too, but I gotta weigh that.
Oh! Oh, Iron Man's here to save the day. There you go.
Not this time.
So we took down Kingpin, now we still have to take out Bullseye and Electro, is that right?
Well, you don't have to, I guess.
But you want that loot.
Well, I just don't. We're supposed to get this tablet from Kingpin. I didn't know if we had to defeat all the bosses.
I think he's picking it up. He got it.
See ya.
Come back, loser! Kingpin's got it.
All right.
That was an expensive.
He's gonna have to get some more
Made of
mahogany to fix
rich
it.
mahogany.
Remember, tweet at IGN hashtag Marvel Heroes to be part of the stream. David's giving away codes. Right here is the 10% off code, though. I keep closing my mail like an idiot. 10% off discount code for Founders Packs. It's 10PRCNT2U. 10%.
Don't make me regret this conversation.
Now,
Here comes the cutscene. Sorry. Don't skip it.
The Black Widow asked you out.
You can ask Sitwell. He was there.
These are not completely done yet. As you can see, we still have our time codes and things like that on it, but
that was fast. It's in and out.
I made good on my promise, Dome. Here's your precious tablet.
Well done, Ghost. I underestimated
we
you.
got temporary voice in
What the
here
hell
and
does that
everything.
mean?
This is good.
It means I thought you incapable of achieving your goal.
The old art there, everything. We're not going to reveal the surprise there.
I bet he killed him.
One of our viewers, Hat Lover Raiden, asks, "Are there multiple suits for characters?"
Yes, every hero has at least 5 or 6 costumes, and many have many costumes. Most of the costumes, there are only a couple costumes that you can't, the only way to get them is to buy the Ultimate Pack. Other than that, all other costumes are available as loot in the game. You can also microtrans them. You can buy the costumes that you would like. There is one costume for every character.
All right, here we go. Let's we can have people vote this way too. So we're gonna roll through them, ladies and gentlemen. You
Okay.
tweet at IGN hashtag Marvel Heroes on who you want to see. We'll play a little bit further. We'll get the word here on who's getting the most votes.
Yeah.
So we can roll through right here. We can see some costume options too.
Right. So we got Colossus, Daredevil. Let's see who else.
Ah, yeah, Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye's a good one
Hawkeye.
too. I didn't think about Hawkeye.
Iron Man.
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey, Miss Marvel, Punisher.
What do you have against Punisher?
He's nothing but a no good louse. That's what I don't like.
Scarlet Witch is actually a lot of fun. She's one of my favorites.
Do you mind? Can we see Wolverine's costume options?
We can probably look at a few.
Okay.
You're gonna go in.
Logan. He's always ready for trouble.
Right?
Yeah.
That movie's coming out not too long too.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is an
Early version of the store.
It's not complete yet. Here are some of the
nice.
costumes. We don't have all the costumes in yet. Some of them are going to be held back for surprises at launch.
So you can buy individual costumes, or do they just come in packs?
Individual ones. And we also have packs, but yes, individual ones.
Now, the currency you're using here, the G,
Yes,
is that earned in-game or is that real dollars?
that's real dollars.
Okay.
So there you go.
This is what's so exciting, Damon. You find the character you like, you make them all nerdy looking like you like.
So one of the things that we have in here is crafting,
Yeah,
and one of
there
the
you
big
go.
parts of crafting is working on your costume. You can add stats to your costume over time. So the costume itself has no stats on it when you buy it, but you can customize it and add stats to it as you unlock recipes.
And
One of
so-
the things that we added, I'm sorry.
No, please keep on.
One
You're
of
on
the
a
things
roll.
that we added in a, I don't remember which patch it was, but it's all kind of blended together at this
Yeah.
point. But a few patches ago was this ability to level up vendors. So all the vendors have ranks, and as you rank them up, they will sell you better and better items over time. The way that you rank up your vendor is you donate the item instead of selling it for cash. You donate the item to them, and that will level them up. So you donate item after item after item, and eventually they'll rank up.
A superhero goodwill, if you will.
Exactly. And so then you can hit the refresh. There's a refresh button there, and then the items that he would sell you go up in rank, as well as rarity. Eventually, you can get him to sell you even purple items sometimes. So it's want to work on it long term, and it's the rank up of the different vendors occurs on an account basis.
Gotcha.
So we did the same thing with the crafting vendors. The crafting vendors, as you rank them up, they will unlock more and more recipes over time. So let's go. Should we go look at the crafting?
We'll go to X Mansion.
We're gonna go X Mansion first. Okay, sounds good.
God damn you. This game looks great. All I want to do is play it now.
So we're hearing that people.
Here we go, hold on. Oh no, it's just a loading screen. That's how good. I thought it was another cutscene. Like, shut up, Damon.
People apparently really want us to play as Colossus.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's a good choice. Colossus is fun.
I do that.
What Spider-Man suits do you have?
Oh,
Sorry, I'll leave it on. We won't talk about Spider-Man suits. You can show me Spider-Man suits, you can play as Colossus, you can do whatever you want. Here it comes. It's Colossus time.
Oh yes.
He doesn't really catch me.
Привет, comrade.
Good. Greg, in about 5 minutes, we're going to give away another Ultimate Pack.
Oh my gosh. Do you want it, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you better tweet at IGN, hashtag Marvel Heroes with a question. Or David. Or me or Damon. But we don't have much to say about making the game.
You could ask some questions though.
Sure. Just random stuff. What are you guys doing tonight? When's Damon's next show? Where's Knockin' Boots?
Yeah, these are the typical questions we get. All right, where are we going right now?
So we're going down.
Cerebro.
Well, Cerebro's down in here, and we're going down here. I think Forge is gonna be down here, and we're gonna talk to him. He's our crafting vendor in the expansion.
Tested yet, but I'm sure they're fine.
He's rank 1. We're gonna want to donate some items to him, perhaps, if we had any items left. Did you already?
I might have given them to my weapon vendor.
Take that, Forge.
He starts out with just one recipe, and you unlock more and more over time. There's different tabs of recipes that you can unlock as well, different stuff. Work on making everything from health packs, eventually, instant health packs, mana and health combined. All sorts of gear that you can upgrade, upgrading greens to blues to purples, all sorts of stuff like that. Very deep crafting game. A lot of it revolves, like I said, it's very much like the Herodric Cube 2.0. You can think of the crafting elements very much like gems, and the gem tiers of it went from chip to flawed to blah 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 up to perfect gems. Same kind of concept with our crafting materials.
Ooh, look at all this stuff.
There's some Spidey
Cool
costumes there.
Spider-Man suits there. We'll come back to Colossus, all you nerds on the internet. I want to see Spider-Man's. I'm a nerd for Spider-Man suits. Scarlet Spider. Ben Reilly, all right.
Yep.
There you go.
Future Foundation. That's a good one. You look sharp in that one.
He's got so many good suits.
Hey, look, a superhero. You give autographs?
Classic. Everyone's classic.
Good luck.
Yep.
He has a lot of costumes.
Is the modern suit from the Amazing Spider-Man film, the most recent one?
No. Those film suits aren't property of Marvel.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Old Rocket Raccoon one. Yeah, so let's go talk to Professor X and find out what he's going to have us do here.
Do you want to actually play as Colossus? I didn't.
We can.
I went down the costume hole.
Do you want to switch there?
Yeah, you can do.
All
Well,
right.
why give me that face over there? He's giving me a
You
face
might
over there,
level
Damon. You can't see him on the camera.
We can quickly level him up if you'd like.
Oh, I see. No, that's fine. People on Twitter got to see him. They got what they wanted. Play for yourself this weekend, everybody. It's easy. You go to IGN. You get your beta code. You go to marvelheroes.com.
Oh, so you got.
Holy
so one of
cow!
the Marvel Now costumes. This is another way we're working really closely with Marvel, and tie into the comic books. Being able to, from Phoenix Force to Marvel Now costumes. Fact is that we're, one of the Cyclops Marvel Now costume actually was in our game before it was actually in the comics. It debuted.
Wow.
We got to release the look and stuff before it actually came out in the comics. We worked very closely with Marvel, getting access to all the costumes. Obviously, with hundreds of costumes in the game, we were able to do very recent things to older stuff as well.
Look at that classic. There it is. Frickin' 90s.
There's his Marvel Now. Looks awesome. Oh yeah. I love seeing that one at a Comic-Con or something. Somebody walking around in the 90s Colossus. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, Cyclops.
What troubles you?
I didn't call you on it either, see?
Yeah, no, we had Colossus on the brain from the...
Oh, look who showed up, the Punisher. There you go, Damon.
All right, so...
murderer vigilante, that's who you love.
Are we gonna show this motion comic? All right, we'll show this motion comic in its entirety.
Ah, great,
all right. So this time we'll talk to Professor X, and he'll let us know what's going on in this chapter.
Please turn off your cell phones.
It's not your fault, little one. Homo sapien is the only true work of God. Mutant is the abomination of the devil. God doesn't want mutants. This is the Judgment Day.
Senseless. They hate us so much. Just because we are different. Just because we are mutant. This is the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. I am Charles Xavier, and I have dedicated my life to educating and training mutants. The best and brightest of my students you know as the X-Men. We dream of a world of peace and equality, where mutants and humans could live together peacefully. But there are those who would die or kill to stop this from happening. That is why I've called you here. Anti-mutant activity has grown increasingly violent. Because of the rise in New York City's mutant population, the mutants took it upon themselves to form their own community, Mutant Town. But Mutant Town is now under siege by anti-mutant vigilantes. They call themselves the Purifiers. To my frustration, I must tell you, I don't know anything more about them. I need you to go to Mutant Town and help stop the growing violence. Show your support for us. Let the world know that its heroes and its mutants stand together.
You know you can count on me, Professor.
If I was trying to hide out from bad guys, I
Town?
wouldn't go to Mutant Town. They're gonna go to Mutant Town. They're gonna know you're there.
Our work is not yet finished.
All right, so he's going to give you the quest, kind of an overall quest for this particular chapter of the game. And oh, is that Pirate Deadpool there?
Yeah, you got Pirate Deadpool, Thing, Black Widow.
Very nice. All right.
So as we jump off into this quest, we're going to give away another Ultimate Pack.
All right, let's do that.
To Crashes, who asks, how often will new characters be released?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about a timeline because I don't want to be committed to anything. We're going to be releasing new characters often, and it is going to be a big focus of ours to try and create a lot of different gameplay. I mean, each one of these, though, it's a pretty big undertaking. The fact of the matter is that every single one of these is basically the equivalent of a character class in Diablo, and we have 22 character classes at launch. I mean, that's pretty outrageous. And so, that said, we've made 22. We have lots of plans for ones that we're going to be doing in the future, and we hope to be making them on a rapid fashion. I would guess, in the neighborhood of every couple months.
Nice. And launch is June
4th.
June 4th. But viewers can play this weekend.
Yes, you can play this weekend. Go to IGN. Well, you're probably there already.
You're hopefully there already, or you're watching us on Xbox Live. You go to IGN, you get your code for free, you go over to their site for free, you put it in for free, you play the game.
And you get to play this weekend.
I have my Founders. Let me open up my discount here. If you want to buy some stuff, some of the Founders packs, you can get 10% off with this code 10PRCNT2U. 10% to you. Yeah, see what you did
Clever.
there? You did that, right?
Clever.
You're like, hey, This is the code.
Hey there. It's got to be elite speak.
JCar275 asks, will there be any underwater maps or underwater missions?
That's a great idea. I'm going to write that one down.
All right, that's a copyright to Jagar. he gets the
JCar.
JCar gets a cut. He now gets a cut of
right now, there's not any. There aren't any underwater missions, but in the future, that's
that's another great costume for everybody. Just everybody in their little on the other
Flippy
Bioshocks going down underwater.
Giving up all.
We're in Mutant Town now, Greg.
I'm Rocky.
I wonder if there's any
You're
mutants
Rocky.
here.
We get it.
There's a rumor that there's some. So we're gonna talk to multiple man.
This place stinks like a Yancey Street locker room.
You tell him. Oh, Ben, you're always so upset.
All right, let's start it out. So
Garbage planet is this?
Can't remember exactly what we're trying to do here. Okay, right.
Punisher just running straight into people, shotgunning him in the face.
Look at the back.
You can't defeat humanity.
Dual wielding machine guns. Dude, Punisher's a lot of fun.
I must suffer for my cause.
So one of the things that we did in this game that I think is a really neat touch is that, and one of the reasons that we have you play as the Marvel superheroes is because Marvel superheroes and superheroes in general are more than just a collection, a bag of powers. These are people that have relationships with each other,
right,
and history and et cetera, and you can't really do that if I'm making Captain Fancy Pants. Nobody knows who that is or what it is, or if I'm playing the Herc instead of the Hulk. So really, to bring out relationships and be able to put them in the story and have context and things like that and really mean something, we had to play as the Marvel superheroes. And yes, that does mean that there could be other, you can see another Spider-Man on screen or whomever you're playing. But in reality, it ends up, your superhero probably looks different than them because I'm wearing a different costume. He'll play different because I have different skills, and he'll have different stats and all this kind of stuff. So in a lot of ways, they're very unique, even though they are of the same type.
Sure. So, if I was a villain and around the corner came a 4-man group of Spider-Man, oh, crap! That sounds awesome.
If you want to create a guild called the Bubs and run around as a pack of Wolverines, go for it. Yeah, I think that one of the things that we did was, because we're playing as the Marvel superheroes and they have these relationships, they have dialogue that is dialogue where they recognize another character that's nearby, and they'll say special lines, like if you're playing Cyclops and Wolverine runs by, he may make some, picky little remark to Wolverine, because that's their relationship, right? So I think that really makes it feel, adds a lot of flavor to the game, makes it feel more like a Marvel product, and that these guys are not just all about their power.
That's cool. So in that breath, do multiple Spider-Men make reference to having other Spider-Men around? Nice. No one can hear you. You stop talking. You're off in the corner for a reason.
So the answer was yes.
Everybody tweeted Rockjaw, tell them to be quiet. And then the story that Bendis is writing and helping you guys craft, is it then also referencing why there'd be a possibility of other people in there, or is it?
Funny things happen when the cube is being
There you go. He's got answers for everything, David.
I know.
He's a pro. So how did that work then, working with Bendis? Did you guys come to him when we have like this weird idea for a game, and he went and did the rest, or you're just like, hey, we want to make a cool game, what do you want us to do?
Well, there have been other incarnations of this game. Marvel has wanted to make an MMO for a while, and there's been a few attempts at this before the license came to Gazillion. And one of those, Bendis was working on, doing some of the writing. And so he was really into it, and he really loves games, and he thinks that games are an important part of the Marvel universe. And so he desperately wanted to work on it, and obviously when we heard that he was interested at all, it was like, well, of course we want to have him work on it. So it was really a no-brainer for us. Marvel did the introductions, and then then I had my fanboy moments when he came to the office.
I'm sure you hit it the best you could.
No.
Remember, tweet at us at IGN, hashtag Marvel Heroes to be part of the show. Damon's giving away codes left and right. He's asking your questions on the air.
AC Pouncy tweeted at us. He says, it is strange to see Thor and Spider-Man always running, and asks, will flying or swinging ever be included in the game?
Oh yeah, it's in there. You can fly and you can swing as Spider-Man and as Thor. As you level up, it costs spirit to do that. It's a travel power. And there are a bunch of powers.
Look at Spidey do it! You're doing it, Spidey! You're doing it!
Of course, we can't have a game without that in it.
Right,
it wouldn't make any sense.
And
so it does cost spirit, so you need to use it, wisely. At the end, you'll be able to kind of get your spirit regen in such a state that you'll be able to fly more. You can't attack while you're flying. That's a disadvantage. But we have a lot of flying-esque moves, like playing as. Let's say Iron Man, he'll have a death from above. Well, he'll fly up in the air and come down and blow up a part of the ground. So even though they'll incorporate moves like flying into the things that the powers that they're actually performing. Not just having a power to fly, but also being part of their power design. Spidey has a bunch of web things, including a web sling that does a kick in a line that stuns a bunch of people and things like that.
Let's switch gears for a second.
Sure.
Talk about the business side of video games.
Sure.
Was it hard to do free-to-play? Is that just something you have to do now, or is that something you wanted to do?
It's something that I wanted to do. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. When I was with Blizzard, and our games became we were very fortunate to have our games become very popular in Korea. And one of the times that I went to Asia often, and as that market grew from Korea and into China and whatnot, we would go over there and do events for our games, and there was a lot of buzz about this free-to-play model that was really gaining popularity.
So when was this?
God, about 10 years ago, probably. Maybe even
so behind the times.
12 years ago, something like that. It was a while ago. And so it started kind of emerge at that time, and they were having a lot of success with games like Kart Rider and things like that. And so I kind of kept my eye out, and I thought that, hey, this is a great way, especially in Asia, for us to monetize our games. In Asia, a lot of them play in these cafes where it's kind of like they go to the cafe and they rent the computer for a little while, and then they drink coffees and play games and things like that. It's a very social event. You can go on dates to do the things and stuff like that.
Damon and I do that a lot. Yeah. When we go out.
Yeah, exactly.
We go to the internet cafes in San Francisco.
I'm a little jealous. And so as this kind of emerged and became a legitimate business model, we realized that it could work anywhere. And I think it was really solidified as a business model here in the U.S. when social gaming, it's kind of been going this way all along, and doing microtrans, little like iTunes has helped, and doing things like the social games have really helped, and then we really needed an example of a core game to become a AAA core game to become a free-to-play game, and that was League of Legends, and it really blew up, and that kind of solidified it as a legitimate business model that can be used, I think, for AAA games. And I'm really interested in it. Lots of MMOs have switched to using free-to-play, but I was interested in creating one from the ground up that was designed to be free-to-play. One of the beauties of free-to-play is you get to break a lot of the MMO rules. The MMO rules in the past, a lot of them were like, well, MMOs have to take hundreds and hundreds of hours to do anything because, it's a subscription-based game. So the longer you're playing it, the more that you're subscribing, and it's kind of this But we don't have to adhere to that model because we're giving everything away for free. We can make the experience much more about the gameplay and not necessarily about enduring tasks.
So then now, for people outside watching right now who are stupid like myself, how do you support yourself, your family, your pets off of a free-to-play game? Is it just the microtransactions? How does it all work on that side of the business? I think a lot of people don't understand that.
I'm hoping we understand it.
The proof will be in the pudding soon.
You know, I'm kind of in favor in general of trying to be as generous as possible. And I've always, my great golden dream is that I make games because I love to entertain people. I love making games. I love this industry. It's all I've ever wanted to do. When I taught myself to program in 6th grade, it was like I started making games from moment one, and that was like I was stuck behind a computer all through high school. And so my great dream is, hey, if I could feed my family and et cetera, I'd just give the games away for free. Here was a way to convince the businessmen that I could do this. And so, you know, we are going to have things for sale. You are going to be able to buy costumes, and there are going to be some boosts and things like that. They'll give you a little bit of experience boost or a little bit of magic find boost and things like that. We have some stuff in there that's kind of hard to explain without understanding the gameplay, but we'll have...
Sure, you put all the... Anybody who's not a business major immediately falls asleep when you get down to that part of it.
Right, exactly. But it's mainly we're going to have heroes that you can buy, and costumes, and some boosts. Basically, that kind of narrows down what we're doing. All that stuff, though, you can find. The heroes will drop in the game, and you'll be able to unlock them by finding them. And then, you know, costumes will also drop in.
Sure. It's just, the way I was looking at it, it's just like, it's not a play-to-win thing. It's like just a shortcut to getting the content.
Right,
if you don't have time, right? Like, I want to be Spider-Man so bad, I want to play in the symbiote.
Right.
Symbiote from the get-go, let's just go. Rather than, you know, somebody who wants to play as Thor, as Colossus, as...
Right, exactly. Exactly. One of the nice things that, you know, about the drop system, though, is that we are able to do things like drop a hero that you wouldn't necessarily have bought, but now you play it and you realize just how fun they are to play, because each one plays very differently from each other. And even as you're playing, the same philosophies kind of apply that I use all the time when I'm making games, is that in Diablo 2, when you played as the Amazon versus playing as the Barbarian, playing the Necromancer, like they play very differently from each other. The entire gameplay was. We're doing the same kind of things. Each hero plays very differently. You feel different when you're playing each one, and they have different moves and different strategies. And then when you're actually playing that hero, there are multiple ways they play that particular hero. It's like you could play as you know, as an Amazon, focused on bows or spears or whatever. Same kind of thing. There's 3 different tabs of powers, so lots of different ways to play even those, even the heroes that you have. And so being exposed to new heroes and new ways to play the game, I think, is just a win for everybody.
Do you have traditional roles for characters? Like, if I was going to have a team of just Spider-Man, could I have one going DPS, one tank, one support, stuff like that?
We don't have the traditional holy trinity of tanking, DPS, and healing, mainly because healing doesn't make as much sense in this universe.
Wolverine's healing people all the time.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see the superheroes in the back of the comic books like throwing heals on people. And I'm not really a fan of that style. The fact is that the least popular classes in the MMOs are the tanking and healing, because people want to
do damage.
Get out there, exactly. Yeah. So everybody is responsible for their own health in this game.
You have to be grown-ups. Remember, be part of the show. Tweet at IGN, hashtag Marvel Heroes.
James Della did that, Greg.
Oh my gosh, hey James.
He asked, can you plug a controller into your computer to use for the game?
This is actually one of the most requested things, is can I use a controller, and can I use ASDW? And you know, I guess that I'm just really old school when it comes to this. It's like it didn't even occur to me that people would want to do this. And so, no, you can't.
is this?
Unfortunately, the fact is that the interface revolves around the mouse pointing at things and then you clicking the button, and so that's very different than using a controller to aim where your powers are going if you're going to place down an AOE or things like that. So it's sort of the reason that that we would have to redo the interface in order to support a controller, and it's sort of the reason that like an RTS doesn't play very well on a console because the interface is just different.
Now, earlier you were saying while there aren't any plans currently to bring the game to consoles, there's no technical reason why it couldn't.
Right.
But adapting the control interface would.
And it's just not something we would do right now before launch.
Oh,
but
yeah.
after launch, it's definitely something that it gets requested often. So it may be something that that we put in the game. Because again, we love to listen to our audience. We love them participating in the beta. We've made lots of feedback and changes because of them, and we're trying to make a game that everybody is happy with and everybody will enjoy, not just for us, but for them as well.
You want an easy solution to bring it to PS4, and you will sell a good dozen copies. Use PlayStation Move. Because PlayStation Move would work, except the fact that everybody hates PlayStation Move.
That was not my quote.
No. I've said it enough on Podcast Beyond. Don't worry about that.
So where were we going?
Getting loot, bro. Smash it up, get the loot.
So you guys went in and you guys fought Lady Deathstrike. That was pretty awesome.
I missed that.
She was running around there. They were in some warehouse. So they switched here. One last thing that I wanted to talk about when we were talking about the zones. 3 different types of zones. We have towns, and we have these public combat areas, and then we also have private instances. The Kingpin's tower and Lady Deathstrike's little den, or whatever you call it. Those were private instances just for you and your party. So you could go in there solo, and the difficulty scales based on the number of people that are in there.
Is the party always 4? Can you get into raid groups? I know the end game we were talking about, right? Like teams of multiple people versus facing off, but
right. There are activities for bigger groups than just yourself, and even at the end game. We aren't technically calling them raids.
Okay.
They're slightly different than that. And the party size, though, I think we've settled on 4. Is it 4 or 5? It's 5. Okay.
You didn't make this game, did you?
No, it's just we keep changing it, so I don't remember.
You're just slapping your name on the virtual box. And you talked about this early on, but I think now that we've seen more of the game and probably gained more people watching, how does the party system work? You have guilds, you've mentioned already, but I'm a big single player guy. If I jumped in, I'm automatically paired with people around there and we can go do kind of stuff?
No, this is something that, Sentinel
Jeez
Invasion.
Louise! You take your eye off the screen.
I know, right?
For 1 second.
Yes.
Who thought they'd be in Mutant Town?
So, there is a public Sentinel invasion, public mission here where there's a bunch of Sentinels that are attacking. You guys have to take out all the Sentinels, and we'll see what happens after that.
Real quick, I like your party member who's saying Sentinel. Curse back at him. No crap, Sentinel. I didn't see it stepping on everybody. Question I was asking how, for people who just joined us, how parties work.
Oh, right. So we're going to have guilds at launch. We also have parties. You can just you have a friends list, so you can invite make parties through your friends list. When you make a party, you will teleport to your party members, the leader, so you instantly group up with friends and whatnot. You can instantly. Then out in these public combat zones, you're just dropped in with other people, whether or not you're in a party or not or whatever. You're just out in this area. There may be people that are in parties out in these areas. There may be people that are individual out in these areas. But if there's 40 people running around this area, that some are in parties and some are not. When you're in the instanced areas, then you're just in there with your parties.
Okay. And I'm still very new to MMO kind of games and stuff like this. So if I wanted to go into one of the areas that I would need an instance for, if I tried to go in solo, would it stop me and say you need to?
Nope.
Okay.
It is the solo, the instances that are designed for just party members, or just solo. it scales in difficulty based on how many people.
Excellent, excellent.
So you can play the entire game solo if you'd like. You can also play it with a party. I recommend playing with a party.
Well, I'm sure I'll make some friends. When you get up and running, add me to your friends list. I'm already game over, Greggy. It's already in there. You got it.
Is that Mega Sentinel? No.
No, just a regular old Sentinel. Shoot lasers and fire from his eyes.
Yes. Yeah. Bipolar Livewire has a question I think we touched on earlier. We can probably explain it a little more. He asks, if I have a level 12 Spider-Man and level 2 Cyclops and switch those characters in-game, does the difficulty scale?
No.
You're going to have a harder time.
Yes.
Switching your levels.
So would you then suggest if you're going to make that switch, make it from a town, and then when you go out of the real mission,
exactly. And there's waypoints, very much like the other games I've made, and you can, teleport back to other areas. You can also reset the quests. Every single hero has the opportunity to do all the quests. You can reset a chapter's worth of quests at a time, and say, oh, I'm going to reset to allow the quests to be active for this particular hero that they haven't done these quests before.
I like that web ability that Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, his web hose there.
He's just giving it everything he has.
Yes.
So then now, when you play, how do you find, and I know, I'm sure your characters keep getting wiped and everything else, and you're trying to test everything out. But when you play games like your own, I guess, do you play, I feel like I'm going to focus on maybe 1 or 2 characters at a time. But do you think you're going to, do you spread out and do everything? Try to do a little bit of everybody?
Well, I do, but that's because I play all the characters for balance and etc. reasons, not necessarily
what do you find from
if I were to just be playing the game as a fan, not as a game designer.
Not as legendary game designer.
Your words, not mine. And so then I would probably focus on just a couple characters.
Yeah.
Mainly there'd be one, oh, there's Mega Sentinel. Or is that, no, just regular Sentinel. Keep thinking there's a Mega Sentinel.
He's coming.
He is.
The prophesized Mega Sentinel.
So I'd probably focus on one. There's lots of things that you can to do with a particular character. Lots of end-game activities, PvP, and these series of challenges. Basically, kind of like dungeon runs or mini raids or whatever you want to call them, something like that. So I would probably focus on one particular character to try to get them to the level cap. It's going to take a while to get there. So and then I would probably, because it's fun, I'd play a bunch of other characters just when I feel like working on them.
Yeah, I want to focus. I'm going to focus, Damon. I want to be laser focused.
On what?
I don't know yet. I don't know that part yet. I'll try to sort that through the debate this weekend. Okay. But I want to be the best Blink. Yeah. Anybody knows. Yeah. So when Justin Davis tries, Anthony Davis tries to play this, I jump in. Like, we need good.
We need
Deadpool. We need Deadpool.
Yeah. In a couple minutes, we're going to give away another Ultimate Pack. The Ultimate Pack includes all...
So the Ultimate Pack is everything at launch, pretty much. There are exclusive costumes to it. It has all the costumes, except for the rare chase costumes, which you can only find in-game. All viable costumes. It has all the heroes that unlocked from the get-go. One thing that I think that people ask often is that I have all these heroes unlocked, then what, I find an unlock token, what good does that do me? The answer is that we're going to have ultimate powers in the game. Every hero will have ultimate powers, and those ultimate powers will be ranked up. The only way you can rank those up is buying additional tokens of yourself.
So we'll give away that Ultimate Pack in just a couple minutes. Get your questions in. Tweet at IGN with hashtag Marvel Heroes.
That's how you do it.
That's how you enter yourself.
That's how you get it. You gotta have a good question though. Don't need garbage questions.
And don't forget, you can sign up to play this weekend.
Right here on IGN.
Probably in the article you're watching right now. If you're on your Xbox, you open up that computer, you go to IGN, you click the Marvel Heroes live stream story, and right there's a link. You go over there, it gives you a beta code. You go to their website, you put it in,
and you can play with Greg Miller this weekend.
Play with me. Game over Greggy. Add me to your friends list when we get the client up and running. When does it start? Do we know what the actual launch time?
10 a.m. Saturday morning.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yes. And I believe on Sunday we're going earlier, right? 6 a.m. on Sunday.
Get a cup of coffee.
There you go.
Wake up. Maybe I won't go to bed after Nate Ahern's goodbye party.
Yeah.
I'll just go home and sit in front of the computer waiting for it to start.
So let's give away that ultimate pack to the Nerdy Avenger,
Ah, good name.
who asked, will there be team bonuses? Everyone appreciates team bonuses.
Everybody does appreciate team bonuses. I don't know
don't hear the
what
yes
we can say about this. Yes. There are advantages and disadvantages to team bonuses. Team bonuses are fun, but we also don't want to make team bonuses too powerful and make it so that you are forced into playing particular characters and particular teams. So there is a balance to be reached there. We believe that we can get that balance. We are still working on that balance.
So stay tuned, Nerdy Avenger, but enjoy your ultimate pack.
Yeah. Battle looks fun.
Yeah.
See, Iron Man looks fun too, though. I gotta.
Look at Iron Man, he has that charge-up skill there.
Yeah. Because he's got the. It seems like he's got the best of both worlds in a lot of ways, right? He's back there. He's doing cool ranged attacks. But then he can mix it up. He can get up there and melee if he really wants to.
He can just fly away.
Sure.
Now there's a Mega Sentinel out here.
This is the rumor.
It's finally true, ladies and gentlemen. You've
So
waited an hour and a half to see the Mega Sentinel. Here he is.
There are. One of the things that we put in the game is the ability to put in. We have these arrows on the edge of the screen. You can see there's a red arrow on the far right, and that kind of leads you to objectives. When you get close, there might be a quest that's nearby. A quest arrow just popped up in the upper right up there, and so that kind of directs you where to go at any given time and show you where kind of the fun things to do are. Oh dear, Spidey's just picked up too much loot.
Come on, Spider-Man.
A bunch of champion guys here. The champions have the blue glow around them. Unique guys have gold glow. Champion and uniques drop better loot.
Gotcha. But
much harder.
Yeah, exactly. They're no sweat for Rockjaw, are they, huh? Huh? Look at him go over there. No pressure.
And he doesn't even have God mode on.
That's why we like him. He's a man of the people. Man, Mutant Town see better days, huh?
Yeah, this place sucks.
It's pretty depressing.
It's like a tenderloin, man.
There's a little shield outpost. Nice. I think that they have some vendors there and stuff. Hulk clearing away.
It's anarchy right now.
Yes. Nobody will claim that this MMO does not have enough action.
What's level cap right now?
Still to be determined.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 35 this weekend.
Okay. Do you think people will be able to reach 35 this weekend?
You never say never, right? Because if you say never, somebody's going to sit down and do it.
Challenge accepted. The maybe. All right.
If you want to try to hit level cap this weekend, go to IGN.com. Get your beta key. It's free.
I'd like to see somebody try.
If someone reaches 35 this weekend, let us know. We'll create some sort of congratulations for you.
And tweet at
sure.
IGN at GameOverGreg. We'll hook you up. By hook you up, I mean say, hey, congratulations. I don't have anything, I can't bag anything up I just said, but we'll steal one of the statues off Rich George's desk and give it to him. He'll never know.
He's not very particular about this.
We love you.
It's a question from MacGyver.
Oh.
Will there be team co-op moves? For example, the Hulk throwing Wolverine at some enemies.
This is a common question that we love. There are the powers, the abilities that the different heroes have. We don't have any direct. You pick up another player and do something with them or whatever. You know, throw them, speedball, fastball special type style. There's nothing like that directly where you're interacting with a hero in a direct fashion like that. However, there are lots and lots of powers that work well together. We have designed the power system so that this power and this power, these two combo powers together are Mega Sentinel.
Spider-Man, don't take him on alone, Spider-Man. You have a team. Wait for them to get there.
So there's lots of powers that work really well together. And then there's a few surprises in the ultimate powers.
Damon, I know you have a max. You have to wait. Yeah. Who do you think you'd play?
Punisher, duh. I like Punisher. I like Wolverine.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the things is because this is a public area and there are lots of people in the zone, this guy has a lot of hit points. Right. And so you're going to need a bunch of friends to help out. And so these guys are really designed for 20 people to get together and have a giant battle. And so
it's one of those
it
things
may
where
take a little while for them to take this guy down.
They're only appearing Omega Sentinel every so often, right?
Correct.
And so you have to make sure there'd be like in the chat window probably for all, on a shout.
Hey, everybody!
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, and you get a notification.
Oh.
So, but
Just the Sentinel
Oh my
garbage.
god! Oh my god! It's a massacre. They made Mega Sentinel watch. No wonder he's so angry.
oh,
Damn son.
somebody res him.
It's like
There he goes.
Captain America's arm.
Nice. Thank you, Cap.
Just about 25 minutes left.
Oh my god.
On the show
Yeah,
today.
it is. He's got a serious amount of hit points, so it's going to take a little while.
Sure.
I think
Is
they're gonna
25
move
minutes
on.
enough time?
Move on to another zone here.
I think we're just giving
another
up. No, Spider-Man, help! I brought you back to life to help us.
He's got some good rewards.
See you
though.
guys.
Bouncing.
Gotta get to class.
We do have one more Ultimate Pack to give away. We'll give away that towards the end of the show. So tweet your questions at IGN with hashtag Marvel Heroes.
But hey, if you didn't win one of those yet, you can always buy a Founders Pack. Here's a 10% off discount code. 10PRCNT to you. 10% to you.
And don't forget to sign up to play this weekend.
Yeah, go to IGN.com. Get your free your beta key.
Try to get to level 35 this weekend.
Yeah, that's your only goal. Starts at 10 a.m.
Cancel all your other
Saturday.
weekend plans.
When's it end on Saturday?
I think it's 10 to 10, correct?
10 to 10. Haven't officially said that.
Not officially. The current plan is 10 to 10,
Gotcha.
6 to 6, I believe, but
We'll see what happens.
you know,
I appreciate your
Community will
wrap. I
probably
appreciate
just
you
kill
wrap up
me
on
now.
Sunday before Mad Men. That's important to me.
all of your friends are gone, Spidey.
Been led astray.
Spider-Man's screwed.
Yeah, he's
Ganged up on it.
Yeah. Thor came to help.
Thank you, Thor.
Like Thor's outfit. But
Pork Chop Dre
Yes.
asks,
Nice.
will the storylines pull from each of the characters' comics lines, or will it be an all-new storyline?
The storyline is not custom to every single hero that you can play. There's one storyline that for the entire thing, and we reference a bunch of different stories. This Mutant Massacre and the Purifiers is a storyline that exists. I don't know. 80s storyline that we pay homage to, and we've changed some of the facts a little bit, but a lot of the spirit of it is still intact. And
it's an original tale, right? You're not locked.
It's an original
You're not
tale.
locked to any universe. You're kind of using like the
correct.
classic Marvel.
We are using our own universe. It's mainly based on the 616 universe, but you know, we can't keep up in the same way with the comics. It's like, oh, we've decided to kill Johnny Storm while it's, oh, well,
we've
I'm
disabled
afraid
his character.
we've disabled the characters. Oh, my main! And so, yeah, we won't be doing anything to follow it exactly.
Lizard in the game?
What's that?
The lizard in the game?
I can neither confirm.
Yeah, lizard in the game.
Oh,
I like the lizard.
You see Amazing Spider-Man?
I did see the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, why not?
I saw that movie like already 10 years ago. That Eric Kelly asks, are there any special
Wait,
guest...
is it that Eric Kelly?
That's what it says.
Oh, it's that Eric Kelly, okay.
Any special guest artists for the motion comics?
Yeah.
Ron Lim is one of the biggest names.
Ron Lim is probably one of the biggest names, yeah. Yeah, he did the...
Nice.
What'd you say?
lightning.
Will Sportasia, yeah. And Ron Lim really, he did Infinity Gauntlet and a few things like that. A lot of cover art, especially 90s or early 2000s. He's been fantastic for it.
It's gotta be a cool job. I mean, outside of just making games and being cool in general,
yeah.
but now you get to read comics all the time and buy statues and be
I
like,
know.
well, I guess it's expensive, honey.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I have to read this costume this weekend. It's what we're gonna have to do. I've got hours and hours of reading.
Now, are there like super perks? Are they sending you truckloads of comics every week? Like everything?
No. The biggest perks that I get is that they have invited me to a couple of the movies. Which is nice.
Somebody is owning Cyclops right now. He's coming back with it. Oh no. I'm off the screen. Viewers at home, I'm far away. Oh, there you go.
Now, Newt's Games asks, will you be able to hear the other heroes around you talking?
Yeah, you can hear some of their voices. You can hear them shout. You can hear them say moves, things like that. Dialogue that you might hear them say to you and whatnot. I believe that we also have a bunch of emotes in the game that they'll have specific messages when they do the emotes as well. So you can cue specific messages as well as. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Got trouble. Who thought the ruins beneath mutants would be as bad as the streets?
Yes. The sewers are crawling.
You mentioned this earlier, but this has just been nonstop action. You know, for
right.
An hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, you know, and I think that really gives this game as an MMO a very, very different flavor. And then to have this much action, it makes it so that really leveling isn't the point of what you're doing. It's kind of a side effect of what you're doing. It's like, oh my God, I didn't even notice that I leveled up. But I'm really close to leveling up again. I might as well play for just a little bit more time. And so
then
we're trying
you lose your job.
And so the same kind of philosophy of leveling is not the point of what you're doing. It is kind of a side effect of what you're doing.
Right.
And so I think that it is a very action-oriented thing. We're really proud of our technology as well to get thousands and thousands of people on the server playing this game, having all this action going on, being able to throw objects and destroy things, really stuff that has not really been done much in an MMO before, and have all these things updating, 20 plus times a second is pretty impressive technology. We worked on it very hard, and it was all created from scratch.
Are your servers ready for this weekend?
God, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, I think so. We've done a lot of testing, so.
This is one of them, right? This is a beta. This is when it's allowed not to work.
Yes. Exactly.
Right, Sin City.
Again, I didn't say that.
I mean, that's what you're talking about, right? And I told earlier in the show, I was talking about how good it looks. You're talking about how you're playing with 3 other human beings downstairs at IGN, all on the internet, obviously. It's not like it's not like a LAN deal we're doing in the office, and it's running as smooth as the old, like, you know, the X-Men game, right, or the Marvel one that was the Civil War one. Thank you very much. I don't know why I was making that a review. But anyways, you're still from that, you know, tilted top-down perspective of running around and doing this.
Yeah.
RPG kind of.
In a lot of ways, the game is fairly similar to both of those games. We have people that are on the team that have worked on some of those games, but the, you know, I love Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It was one of my favorite console games, and so it does remind me a lot of that. Obviously, Marvel Ultimate Alliance reminds me a lot of Diablo as well. You know, so it all some weird full circle here. So turning an action RPG into an MMO is something I've wanted to do for a while, and the original design for Diablo 3 was going to be an MMO. Obviously, they changed the design after I left, and so really I'm trying to do with this game is create not only a different type of MMO, but really push action RPGs into kind of this new direction as well, something that's never really been done, people have never really seen, had this kind of interaction in an action RPG.
Gotcha. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, tweet at us, at IGN, hashtag Marvel Heroes. There's still a code from Damon's grab bag of codes to give away.
Code. It's true. Coco Desange tweets at us, asking, are there areas in the environments that only certain characters can get to? For example, by flying, swinging to them.
If there are areas like that, it will be just for, you know, a chest or something like that. There will not be, we try not to limit the ability for everybody to play the game with the heroes that they want to play. And so we haven't designed an area, specific level where, oh, you must be a flying character on that level or something like that. Because if my favorite character is Daredevil, then, you know, I guess I can't advance in the game or whatever it is. You know, we didn't want to do that. But there may be some secrets. There may be some secrets and things like that that are accessible by a few people.
Another question from James Daylaw. Will you be able to increase inventory slots, or is it set for the whole game?
Actual inventory slots on your character right now are set. I'm probably willing to negotiate that. The stash pages, your bank pages, that you can actually purchase extra tabs to your bank.
Your resistance was expected.
What's your takeaway? For people who have been watching for 2 hours, what do you want them to know about Marvel Heroes?
Well, first and foremost, play this weekend. Go to IGN, sign up, get your key, play this weekend, all free. And that really is, you know, here's an opportunity to play a game that I think is going to be really interesting. Lots of great history with Marvel. If you're a Marvel fan, if you're a Diablo fan, this kind of game is for you. This is a new type of experience, an action RPG that really hasn't been seen before, that nobody's really made this massive multiplayer version of this. And it has many hours of play and fun, and it is all completely free. So you can download it, you're going to be able to download it for free on June 4th, download it, play it, and it's all free. We're giving away a bunch of different heroes. You can collect everything in the game by playing, and play for years if you would like, completely for free. And we're going to stand by that. That really is my takeaway. I hope that people enjoy it, and we are listening to the community. We love their feedback, and we're going to work closely to make a great game.
So that's one of the things. For people who want to get feedback for what they see in the beta, what's the best avenue? Do you want them tweeting it to your Twitter? Do you want, not your personal one?
My personal one? No. Well, we have forums for the people that are in the beta. I don't think that the people that are going to be playing this weekend are going to be the people that are permanently in the beta have access to those forums, and that's really the way that we've been doing it in the past. In the future, once we are live, we are going to have forums for people that have participated in purchasing something, they will have access to these points.
Gotcha.
Facebook, Twitter, things like that. We have a Facebook and Twitter account that you can. Our Facebook page is /Marvel Heroes, and our Twitter is MMM Society.
3M Society.
Yeah.
Jason G asks, who are your favorite characters to start with?
Yeah, what are good nude characters?
I like Scarlet Witch. She's a lot of fun. She doesn't have a no more mutants power, however. She's not completely ridiculous. She is a little bit overpowered, which is kind of fun. I like Thor. I like Hulk. I think that those are probably my 3 favorites to play right now.
No Punisher in there, Nicholas.
Nope.
Maybe it's time to change you.
People are going to be upset that I didn't say.
Character, he requires some nuance.
A refined palette of shooting people with 2 machine guns. We're closing out the show, but you can still tweet at us at IGN, #Marvel Heroes.
We still have an ultimate pack to give away.
1 ultimate pack to give away. 1 pack to rule them all. Remember, we still have the 10% off the Founders pack too. That is 10 PRCNT to you. 10% to you.
Now, David, this is a free-to-play game.
Yes.
But Josh L. McKinney asks, if I bought everything, about how much would this game cost?
If you bought, well, that's kind of a trick question because there's stuff that like a boost, for instance, that you could technically buy over and over again, right? It's like
they're temporary.
Yeah, I'm going to buy, you know, it's 10%. I don't know what the numbers are, but let's say 10% boost for an hour or something. In my experience, then you could buy that over and over again. Now, if you bought every single thing individually, I don't know. Ultimate pack right now is a huge discount. It's probably $1,000 to buy every single thing if you bought every single thing. So it's really quite a good deal to get the ultimate pack.
What in the ultimate pack? How much is the ultimate pack? I forget.
$200.
$200. Okay.
See, earlier, Greg, you asked, how do you support your pets with a free-to-play game? There are people that will buy all that stuff.
Oh, I know there are. No, that's what I wanted to explain to people. I think there is a disconnect still on how that business model works for the average consumer, right?
And it's okay. We're all right with. There are some people that are going to be very excited about the game and want to participate in a way that they're able to spend money, and that is fine. However, we fully expect that a large percentage of our audience will never pay us any money, and we will love them just as much. Really, I want this to be a way for people to get into the game and not have an excuse to be able to play. There's no reason why they can't give it a try. It will, you can download it. You don't need to buy it in a store, pre-order, or anything like that. You can download it for free. You can play for free. It's all accessible, and just give it a try. We're just asking for a couple hours to give it a try.
Not a good day to have super mutant senses.
Stryker's purifiers
I like these
are right there.
You gonna spoiler this one too?
Sup?
This is a church.
Wow, they are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Shh. We're not alone.
Like, in the universe?
Where is the Church of Purification, Logan?
Follow me. Stay close.
Good old Spider-Man.
Yes, he has some good lines.
Now those characters in there are set, right?
Yes, in the motion comics they are set. Yes.
Uh-oh, Juggernaut.
All right. Yes, we are getting near this particular chapter revolves around the search for this stopping the mutant massacre that's going on. I believe it's in here. Are you going to go back to town and unload, or sell some stuff, level up some of your vendors, maybe unlock a new recipe?
We have about 6 minutes left.
Okay.
Remember, tweet at us.
Quick,
at
get
IGN.
back to town.
# Marvel Heroes.
Conger King asks, when you die, what are the penalties for death?
It depends on which part of the game you're in. But for the main storyline of the game, you will reappear at the closest waypoint. That could be at the very beginning of an instance, or it could be at the closest waypoint that you've unlocked.
Really? I don't mind the interruption
on your travels through the public areas. You can also, obviously, we've seen several times, you can just sit there and wait for somebody to hopefully come along and help you back up, give you a helping hand. And so that's really the only penalties is there isn't, your items are on the ground. There isn't an experience penalty or anything like that.
So right now we were just donating items to Forge, right?
Correct.
To level him up.
And now he has some new recipes here. He has a couple costume recipes and a couple new combine for elements, you know, creating more powerful gems, basically. And then costumes can now be enhanced with particular affixes.
But will it strike fear into the hearts of my enemies? Of course I have what you need.
Right. They have a few others here. We have... Anyway, there's a lot of great recipes. We can sit here. It's like watching somebody play with the Herodra Cube, which is not the most exciting thing in the universe. But there's lots of depth to that system.
Seriously, how many costumes can one hero have?
Morph. He's hilarious. So there's lots of depth to that system. We've put in the first version of that about a month and a half ago, and then we just recently updated in the latest patch. We just had, last week, did we just have a patch? Yeah, we had a patch in the beta last week.
Remember, tweet at IGN, hashtag Marvel Heroes. We're wrapping up. We still have one code to give away.
For the ultimate
pack code.
Worth $200 American.
Cha-ching.
But if you want to buy some Founders Packs, here's 10% off. You can enter this at checkout. 10PRCNT2U, 10% to you.
Chris DM asks, how exactly do those awesome travel powers work? Is there a cooldown or time limit to how long they can be used?
The travel powers are, as he shows off getting stuck.
You can see it right there, right? Your
this is a beta. Let's just say it's a beta. The travel powers cost spirit. So mana or whatever, so you can see it getting drained over time. So there isn't really a limit other than how much spirit you have. There's obviously items that you can try and find that will increase your spirit regen and whatnot. That'll allow you to do it more for longer periods of time. And you cannot attack while you're up there. And you can get stunned and knocked out of the air too.
Now, of course, not everyone has their own travel power, right? Like, Thing can't, leap through the air really far?
No. You know, the travel powers are, you know, built to faithfully represent the IP.
Right. Oh, Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye.
He's fun to play. He's got a lot of great different arrow attacks and stuff. He's great. Oh,
Very
Jean Grey.
yeah.
Nice.
You never know when she's gonna go crazy aiming to kill everybody. Yeah, right?
She has a lot of great skills.
I didn't think about this.
Okay.
So our final question today comes from the very mature Psychos69, also winner of our final Ultimate Pack. He asks, what mistakes in other MMOs have you taken into account to not repeat or to fix in this game?
That's a good question.
I was going to say, it's a really good question for a guy Psycho69.
You know, I haven't even ever thought about that. I guess that in a lot of ways, we've designed the game to be the anti-MMO. And so it's very action-oriented. It's got lots of loot. It's got, you know, it doesn't take 400 hours to get to the level cap. Well, it may take a long time to get to the level cap. But I mean, the point isn't just to get to a level cap and participate in some end game. There's lots of activities to do all along. So I think that we just approach the problem very differently than other people have. A lot of people have kind of MMO means more than just EverQuest, Daok, World of Warcraft clone, right? You know, it's like they've kind of gone in that direction. But we decided to do something very different. So in a lot of ways, we just approached the problem very differently. So that, I don't know if we've learned particularly from mistakes, but we have definitely approached the problem in a very different, looking at it from a very different angle. When MMOs started, it was like Ultima Online. It was a very different game than an EverQuest style game, or Eve is very different, also a massive multiplayer game. So we like that approach much more than making it a WoW type game. But a lot of people, when you say MMO, think WoW, and so it's just very, very different than that.
Well, viewers can check out Marvel Heroes this weekend to see if they were able to address any of those issues.
Please come play.
Get your codes on IGN.
Yeah, go to IGN.com, you click over, you get a little beta key, you go to their site, you put it in, you're in this weekend. You're playing with Game Over Greggy. Find me, I'll be out there trying out all these characters.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for joining us today, David.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for being you, Greg.
Hey, you know what, Damon? Thank you for being you.
Stay tuned for lots more on Marvel Heroes right here on IGN. Everybody have a really good day.